Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 16 for March 11th, 2020. I am Nemesis, and I am joined by Alcatraz.
Hey.
Yes. Once again, a new episode, which means new anime, of course. Well, new for us. New. It's actually a fairly old one. It actually came out in 2012, 2013 time, I believe. 2013 anime. Summer 2013. A while ago. But yeah, this one we're talking about is Stella Women's Academy, or Stella Women's Academy High School Division Class C Cubed.
I really like long names.
Yeah. That's the one we're talking about. I don't think too much happened, really. Well, there probably obviously was, but nothing that I was paying attention to. Really, other than, coronavirus is still kind of messing things up. Things are canceled. Like, I know there was the concert for that Fran Shuchu we're going to do. That was canceled. A lot of events are canceled in general, not only in Japan, but in the U.S.
Yeah.
And was like Emerald City Comic Con is actually supposed to be next weekend.
And they postponed it to summer.
Yeah, because lots of concerns, because Seattle's kind of a hot spot right now for coronavirus.
Yep.
Unfortunately. It's kind of nearby to us. It's a little worrying, but
yeah.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully it won't hurt us too much. The Love Live All-Stars game finally came out in the West. The international release finally came out since last time, and I've been playing that. Very different from the first Love Live game. And it's one of those things, like, I'm not sure if I like it yet. I'm kind of been playing it.
It's new and different, and we don't like and different.
Not so much different. It's just it's way more complicated than the old one. So it's like, I'm not sure about this.
Got to bring up the difficulty. Only real fans will be able to play it.
The only thing, I think the biggest thing it's going for is it's 3D now.
3D.
Instead of just a static 2D, just rhythm game, you got 3D. They're doing their performance in the background.
Hey.
Let me try.
Just so it eats your battery quicker.
Yeah, kind of. I guess it chews through battery pretty quick.
Yep.
But it actually does have multiple options for that, including you just go just 2D.
Probably saves battery.
Yeah, you go full ultra 3D. I can go high 3D on my phone. But we're not here to talk about that again. We're talking about Stella Women's Academy, which is an old, sort of an older one. It's like I said, 2013. Not quite. I think it's somewhat well known-ish, but like not super popular.
Yeah.
But real quick before we actually get into it, your thoughts.
Overall non-spoilery thoughts. I enjoyed it. It was a fun little thing to watch. Definitely enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's not got so much, it's not a huge amount of depth to it as some of the other ones that we've watched, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah. I also kind of enjoyed it a bit. There's definitely some things about it which I don't like so much, but
Yep, it has a couple problems.
Yeah, but I think that's overall kind of it's an interesting one at the very least. It's worth checking out at the very least for some notable things about it. And also, just what is it exactly? Well, it's about it's a hobby anime about an airsoft club in girls' high school.
Yep.
Or if you want to get technical, survival games.
Survival games. It's airsoft.
Yeah, but they call themselves Survival Games Club of sorts. But yeah, and that's more or less the spoiler-free look at it.
Yep.
Yeah. It was made by Gainax, was the thing.
Gainax,
who was known for two things, bouncing around and Evangelion.
Yep.
Like I said, it is an airsoft. It's an airsoft hobby anime, which that's the official designation, hobby anime, which is group of people get into a thing, and that's all it's about. Example, Yuru Camp is technically a hobby anime. It's about camping. Trying to think of another one that's fairly recent.
I think it shares some similarities, but enough differences to separate it from sports stuff.
Yeah, there's that.
Because you have sports clubs are similar in vein, but a little different too.
Yeah. Actually, I think technically Aizukin is the new Aizukin is airing right now is technically a hobby anime.
You
haven't seen it, but I've been watching it. Yeah, the main character is Hiro Yamato. Yamato. I've heard it pronounced both ways from Japanese people, so there you go.
What do you know? Pronunciation of names is not always consistent even within a language.
Yeah.
Just like here.
Basically, she's a first year at high school she's socially awkward and has a hard time talking to others.
She's very shy and she wants to change.
Yeah, she wants to make her big high school debut.
Yeah.
And boy, does she.
Oh, boy.
Because she meets her roommate, Sonora Kashima, as well, eventually.
But
she finds out stuff about her because, she's kind of digging around in the room, in their dorm room, and she finds a gun under the pillow. And at first she's like, it's got to be a prop, right? Maybe she's in the theater, it's a prop or something. And she finds a closet full of guns and a bunch of war movies and stuff. And it's like, what?
Magazines.
And meanwhile, we got the C3 club, C cubed club over here.
Yeah.
With Rento Kirishima, Karela Hatsushi, Honoka Mitsu, and Yashio Hinata. And I'm probably
butchered every
I don't think I
single one of
butchered them, but I'm definitely tripping over them.
Yeah.
Those are the main characters there. Yeah, they're in a club and they're limiting the fact they're having a hard time attracting other girls to this airsoft club because most of them aren't interested in this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so they got to find a weirdo.
A real freak.
They go to see if Sonora's back in the dorm, and they just stumble across Sura here.
Really getting into the movies and stuff that she had found.
Yeah, she's like playing with the guns and pretending she's in the horror thing. It's like, I found a weirdo.
A real freak.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
Yes, and then things go from there, and of course Yura gets involved in this airsoft thing and finds she's having fun and all that stuff, and there's a lot going on beyond that. As a characters, you got Yura's, again, we got shy and all that stuff. Sonora's very much self-assured, she's
very confident.
She's also the kind of the princely thing. She's the prince, it's almost a school prince of sorts. She's a very kind of... She's got weird tomboy-ish thing going on.
She's got a bit of a tomboy-ish.
Also very
thing.
blue.
And lots of blue. Blue hair, blue eyes, blue clothes. Dabba-dee, dabba-die.
No. And then let's see. Rento she's very gentle. She's
very
tall and gentle.
She's very, very tall.
Yeah, comparatively to everyone else. Yep.
And she likes cooking.
Yeah, cooking. The big thing.
Make a cake.
Carla, she's very into airsoft, and she's more tomboyish than Sonora practically.
Yeah, because I think Sonora is a bit more laid back.
Yeah,
was it word they were throwing around there near the end?
I don't know, carefree.
It's not. Yeah, I'll think of it later. But yeah, Sonora is a lot more laid back in her attitude and personality, where Carla is a lot more gung-ho about it.
Very excitable, very gung-ho, all that stuff. Honoka, she's kind of the one who kind of takes charge, even though she's not the leader. She often is the one who kind of is the one thinking the how. Yeah. And whatnot. She's the one who's kind of, she kind of is the one, she's the one who kind of like, hold on. How are we going to do this type thing? She's a little... To the point of like she kind of referred to Bakrilla as old lady.
She's it's not. I wouldn't really say like she's the mom of the group, because that also is kind of Rento's thing.
A little bit.
A little bit. They kind of split the responsibilities.
Yeah.
But has sort of that mentality. Yeah. Keeps tabs on things. Does the bookwork and all the paperwork kind of things like that.
And the budget.
Budget, yes.
Big, and that's important when you're doing a club. And there's Achio, who's a gremlin.
The gremlin.
She's a sniper.
Every group has a gremlin.
Yeah, she's the tiny one. She's a sniper as well. Does a really good job with that.
Yes, very good sniper.
Yep. Probably because she's so tiny.
Her gun's as big as she is.
Yeah, and also bigger. Her hair can do a thing.
She has a little thing, little tuft of hair that kind of...
I think it's
like a prehensile.
I think it's in a hoagie, or I think hoji, a hoj. I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I keep seeing it. I see it. I typed out. I don't know how it's pronounced though. Yeah. So they're in the club together, and they go out and do practice out in the the old school building and on the field and whatnot, and then they also go to a bunch of events and play airsoft and whatnot, and
a bunch of tournaments and such.
Yeah, Yura gets involved in it, and she's trained by Sonora, who kind of sees something in her, and she's trained to like do this crazy thing of like your bolts will always, you can always see the sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
this whole crazy Zen thing where it's like she doesn't even have to look at the target, and she could shoot this little tiny coin from technically out of range.
Yeah.
And she also meets a war god.
The whole thing with the shrine, that was a bit interesting.
And not really followed up on at all.
Yeah, it's like you introduced this concept and you kind of used it, but not really as much as I would expect for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're talking to a war god, and you're essentially hallucinating scenes. And yeah, that gave her confidence and the strive to move forward, so they used it a little bit. But then it's kind of a big...
Is she actually hallucinating?
I don't know, because then other people see the hallucinations, but not all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, the god's name was Chojuro.
Yeah, also the name of her gun.
She named her gun. Apparently, Sonora said that was the name of the gun, but somehow Yura picked up on that without knowing the name, but it's a weird, interesting thing. It's like, yeah, there vague implications of a supernatural element going on, but no real follow-up other than it just accepted it's a thing.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, because she has these big old imaginations about, like, she's imagining herself on, early on in particular, she was imagining herself like on the battlefield or whatever. It's
like World War II kind of.
Yeah, World War II, like literal like D-Day landing.
Yeah, or the one scene when they're the beach episode, I guess, when they're practicing with that one team with the capture the flag.
Yeah,
they literally recreate the Iwo Jima flag raising.
Yeah, that too,
which is a little odd.
Which wow, the Japanese you'd think they wouldn't do that one, except they referenced it.
No question.
Also, they also have a game type where it's Rambo, where one person against everyone else, one person an M60 replica.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's the other thing is all the guns they use are realistic replicas of real guns.
Yep.
Which is part of the reason why Europe freaked out when there's a Desert Eagle right there under her roommate's pillow.
Looks like a real Desert Eagle.
I mean,
they don't have orange tips like they do here in America.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's.
I'm
not sure if that's just for the sake of the anime or
for the sake of the anime.
The laws are different over there or what?
That part I have no idea.
Because
but still,
I know
there's no orange tips in the anime.
Yeah, they didn't have those at least, so it's like, oh god, those are like real looking guns.
Yep.
Yeah. So that whole supernatural thing was just kind of interesting because again, she imagines these things and then we got like Rento sees it briefly at one point. Then at the end, they all see it.
Yeah.
And like they're all confused, like what's going on. So it's like this weird implication, like somehow. Something's going on there. Like I don't know exactly.
Yeah, and the ending one with the whole school is really weird because it like only that group could see it. But if the hallucination is the entire school and other people can see the hallucinations, what about everyone else in the school? But it's followed up like it wasn't them. It was only.
Okay, I'm going to drop a theory. Yura's actually doesn't realize it, but she's actually a minor deity, a demigod. She has no idea, but
Yura
she is
a demigod. She doesn't even realize.
Exactly.
That would be very, very weird. But given the other,
you know what,
weird
why not
stuff, might as well. Sure, let's go with it.
Yeah. The other thing is Sonora's her whole thing was like she wants this whole thing like the biggest. One of the things she said was like the winner is the one who had the most fun.
Yep.
And that's her whole thing. Is like that's the whole thing is about having fun while playing this and whatnot. And she was trained in America by an airsoft enthusiast who also was in the military.
Yep.
And he died.
Yep.
And that kind of messed her up for a little while.
Yep.
That was the whole thing there. And that turns out also messed up someone else who's...
yes, we haven't mentioned any of the other characters.
There's a rival character named Rin Haruna.
Rin.
She's she's more or less the leader of a rival club in another school. She and Sonora... She doesn't like Sonora.
They have history.
They have a history, yeah. That's part of it was they were both trained by the same person.
And they were friends.
Sonora eventually was able to move past the death and, because everything is one of those things like everything's all dark and sucks now. Everything sucks now, but then she kind of was able to move forward. And, in part because of Airsoft and whatnot.
Yeah.
Rin had a very different reaction.
Yes.
As we find out. She thought that, when he died, she had this whole thing like he died because he's weak.
So you have to remove any sign of weakness now.
Yeah, which is an interesting thing because there's a whole thing going on there because she and Sonora is I'm not sure if it's hard to tell if it's outright hatred or what.
Yeah, they don't get into as much detail as I thought they may have.
Yeah,
the explanation, because I don't think they ever really explained what actually broke those two apart, because they say they handled the death differently, but they never explained why was Rin always saying I'll never forgive you.
Well, also the thing was they apparently competed in some stuff as well.
Yeah, and they never went into a huge amount of detail on those.
I suspect it's probably in the manga.
Possibly, because there is a manga for this.
Yeah, this is based on a manga, so I suspect a lot of stuff, because I'm noticing there's some details that were definitely not in the anime, being just casually mentioned in our little cheat sheet here.
Yep.
Because some of these names are hard to pronounce.
Yep.
There's the whole thing, yeah. That whole thing, and then she kind of has a weird connection to Yura as well. That becomes a thing for a while. I'll get back to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rento's interesting.
Rento.
She's got a very high-pitched, quiet voice.
Yes.
And whatnot. She's also, again, the tallest and everything. She likes cooking, and she's very friendly, except for that one time she wasn't.
She got sent over the line.
Fed up with Yura. And she's largely friendly, though. She's to the point of she doesn't want to upset things. She's not going to mention that she's kind of hurt. It's not. I'm not going to say anything.
Very self-sacrificial.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed those four characters don't get as much. The four of the characters of this club don't really get a whole lot of development compared to Sonora and Yura.
Yeah, those are
They're
basically
very much secondary characters.
Yeah, secondary and supporting characters. For Yura as the primary, with Sonora as the secondary.
Krilla's thing. She's got a twin brother who goes away from school.
Yes, that one.
He's effeminate for sure.
Quite.
He's feminine to the point of he's able to pass as Krilla if he wants to.
Yep. Tried doing that once.
Yeah, it didn't work. But he tried. Yeah, he also has no problem really dressing effeminately at all.
Yep.
So I don't know.
That's one of the weird points.
It's not weird. It's just I think it's part because of cultural things.
Yeah, I think it's dependent on how we define weird.
Yeah, but yeah, he likes to. He there's even in the final episode he dressed straight up as a girl and entered this beauty pageant thing.
Yeah,
and actually got quite a bit of support.
Yeah, it's not entirely certain what they're trying to say.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it depends on the intent here, and we don't know the intent.
Yeah, that's why I'm going
to go ahead and assume it's just hey, so if a guy wants to be in a dress, fine. Let the guy wear a dress.
Although the other ones are saying that there was a boys category too, or something like that. Yeah,
there's something about this thing had a boys category, and he just still entered the girls category anyway. I don't know. So I don't know if they're trying to say something, imply something there, and what.
Yeah, and that's the weird part is where it's I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to imply. Are you doing something, trying to do something progressive? Are you leaning into old regressive tropes? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to do here because I don't know enough about this character to make a judgment call.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Honoko and Yashio in particular really don't get a whole lot. In particular.
Yeah, they don't.
Honoka just kind of gets mostly just she's just make sure everything runs smoothly, but beyond that, not much.
Yeah.
And Yashio's just the tiny sniper person,
the gremlin.
Yeah, we don't really get a whole lot about them.
Yeah,
unfortunately. They don't. So they're not going to be talked about much.
Yeah, not much for us to talk about.
Yeah. Most of it though is very much focused on Yura, particularly because of her journey from socially awkward person who doesn't know where to belong to the end point where she's super bonded with the rest of this club and everything. And I think one of the big things about this one, I think the biggest thing that stands out about this anime is kind of where the story arc goes, and particularly in the second half of the anime, and I guess the story overall.
When the I guess quote unquote conflict comes to head.
Yeah, which is Yura starts acting weird. She starts getting really intense.
Yes.
Because part of it, Sonora gets hurt because she tried to protect Europe because there's someone sniping with a
illegally modified
airsoft. And I don't know, for whatever reason. And I don't know what happened there. It just turned out to be a random crazy in the end. But because at first they thought it was going to be Rin. It was Rin or something because she was there in the area.
It was heavily implied that it was Rin.
Yeah. Red herring.
Yes.
But but after that, Sonora wound up in the hospital because then they're going to do a big old tournament, and Sonora wound up in the hospital, and they thought they're not going to do it, and then Yura just went ahead and signed him up anyway. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna. And she got all intense and like, I study all of these tactics and whatnot.
Yep.
She's like kind of just took
charge of the whole thing and pushed them through it.
Kept pushing him, and then they're like, this isn't fun anymore.
Yep.
This is unpleasant.
Yep.
Stuff like that. And then, like that's where Rento gets hurt and Yura didn't even notice because that's not relevant to her.
Yeah. And also Rento didn't really say anything.
Yep. And this is all these things like, immediate criticism like this. Oh, look, we're on the TV and everything. You're too slow. And you're reacting too slow. You're falling behind. Blah, that stuff.
Yep.
You're out of position. And it's like, geez.
Yep. Acting almost like a drill sergeant.
Mm-hmm. And all the stuff, and she's also at this point cut her hair and everything because it'll make it easier for her to see and all that stuff. And,
that was near the beginning.
Yeah, because the other thing was before that was when they first faced off, when C Cubed first faced off against Rin's team, she surrendered.
Yep,
which got Sonora upset because that's not how you're supposed to do things. You fight to the end.
Hey, it got Rin upset too.
Yeah, Rin was upset about it, and that kind of got into her too. So she decided that she had to take this stuff seriously,
and then took it too far.
Yeah, it became like when find out that they're there, that the Rin's team is there, and Rin possibly was the one who she was thinking at this point. Rin was the one who took out Sonora like that. That well, I gotta get revenge.
Yep,
and everything. So I gotta win at all costs. We gotta win, and so get to the point where they're the last two teams left, and they're fighting, and Yura gets shot, but she doesn't call her hit before she shoots Rin, and Rin just goes, "I'm out," and
and that eats away.
Yeah, Yura feels guilty because she cheated.
Yep, that's cheating.
She cheated. She took an illegal shot.
Yeah, she didn't call getting hit, and she took a shot afterwards,
and she knew Rin saw it.
Yep.
And everything. So, she tried to confess, and the organization said, "No, it's all cool." She says that nothing happened.
Yep.
So it's like it's eating away at her until eventually she's trying to push and everything. Push all through all this stuff, and then eventually she goes to Sonora and says, "There's nothing more for me here. I'm quitting the club."
Yep.
And she goes over to Rin's school and everything, and joins their club, and she gets more intense there. She starts arguing with Rin about the fact that making her a medic in these teams and everything is a certain game type is like not putting to her strengths and everything, and starts talking about I can win this, I can do this,
and the truth begins to be revealed.
Yeah, and then Rin's like, "No, you're done. You're off the team. You don't fit. You're not gonna if you don't want to be a team player. You're out.
You're doing this all about
it's all you. It's all for you and your ego."
Yep.
And so then Yura's just kind of, well, now what? I'd fit in nowhere. And then Sonora's going to be leaving for America and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
And then finally she's able to kind of come back, kind of
came to terms with all of it.
Yeah, came to terms with what she did, and got her senses back and realized what's more important. And she went back to them, and they all had fun and all that stuff and all that. So, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I know it kind of was a long explanation. But,
it is a rather long rambling.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is this anime actually kind of goes to a bit of a dark place.
It brings up some topics that are a bit more serious than
particularly for a hobby anime.
Yeah,
hobby anime are supposed to be very lighthearted and
fun. Yeah, that's all it's about, right?
They're kind of a focused slice of life, and this goes into dark places. This is talks about Yura gets into this point of like. She gets too intense. She gets to the point where the rival character was already established as a really intense person who takes this whole airsoft thing very seriously. Like she just fundamentally disagrees with Sonora's whole the one who has the most fun wins. He's like, no, you have to win. You play to win at all times.
Mm-hmm.
You have, and also this weird things like you have to be ready for battle at all times. It's basically war. That's all that sort of thing.
Yep.
And it gets to the point where Yura's too intense for her.
Yeah. It's like, holy crap.
Like that whole thing. It's like, and it's like just, and it's this weird thing. You see this, Rin is actually trying. It's like Rin was basically, I guess, headhunted her more or less. Like, you'd fit in with us. And then, oh no, you won't fit in with us.
No.
And then the whole thing, because, Yura has the whole thing, she's a villain, and it's like, has all, you and I are the same, that sort of thing.
No, I'm not like you.
I'm not like you. And then we are like the same. Yep. And then actually, no, wait, we are not the same. Or are you?
Or are you? Rin's got some issues.
Yeah, Rin's got some issues too.
Needs to take care of herself.
I would like to see Rin, reflect on it, like saying, seeing what Yura is and like how Yura didn't actually get that far away from who Rin is.
Yep.
It's like she started becoming a more intense version of Rin, and it's like, you'd hope that maybe that Rin would start to kind of see that and go, am I the bad guy?
They have different, I guess, origin stories and different reasons for their damage, so that can change how they react and how easy it is to come back from it. So Rin may have a little bit more difficulty because hers is a bit more serious. Yeah,
because one of the things is, Rin even goes to Sonora to talk to her about that whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because, like, they aren't talking anymore.
And yet, there they are.
This whole thing, like, to talk about Yura reminds Rin of this younger Sonora.
Oh.
So I was like, At least she used to, anyway.
Used to.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. This goes to this kind of dark place with her as a character, and then she gets to the point of, well, I fit in nowhere. What do I do now?
Basically put her back in square one.
Yeah.
Because her entire thing going to the high schools, she wanted to find a place to fit in.
Yeah, the other thing we saw, Yura is just pushing herself, like literally to the point of bleeding.
Yes.
She's just like pushing herself to become better because she has to be better. She needs to be the strongest. She needs to win. If she loses, she failed.
Yep.
Like they had a little one of the games they did, like, a lost by 1 point, and she's beating herself up over it, and everyone else is like, yeah, good game, and she's just staring with stare down with someone on the other team.
Yeah. And
all it's just like, man,
yeah, calm down.
Yeah, she becomes extra resentful and all this stuff is like, and there's even the point, the big point was one of her teammates actually hurt herself.
Yep, and she used that as an opportunity to win the round. It's like, yeah,
that's messed up.
Yeah. Even one of the other teammates came out to see if they could help.
Yeah.
Fell down a hill.
Yeah, she saw her. It's like, she didn't actually call it medic. I don't
have to do anything. I can keep shooting.
And yet she also was being very, very obstinate about not learning. Rin was trying to teach her to be more of a team player, and she wasn't getting it.
Yep. Although Rin wasn't exactly the greatest teacher in that matter.
Yeah, Rin was being all enigmatic and just assuming that eventually Yura would get it.
Yep. Never actually explained anything until the very end.
Well,
until that last bit.
I think I can see what she's trying to do. She's like hoping that she'll learn, the whole thing. I'm make you medic because now you have to hang back. You can't just go full bore attack. You have to hang back and cooperate, or else we lose.
Yeah, it didn't work.
And she just got resentful about it instead.
Yep.
So yeah, it goes to a dark place. It comes back.
It does come back.
And she, again, she reconnects to C Cubed and everything, and all her friends there and all that stuff. And just in time to, be able to actually say goodbye to Sonora and all that stuff.
Hey.
Yeah, there.
Although she comes back too.
Kind of.
Sort of.
It's a weird thing. Because this whole story more or less ends at the 12th episode, but then it adds a 13th episode, which is completely unnecessary. And you could actually completely skip it and almost want to say you should skip it.
Yeah.
It's just, the 13th episode is just this beauty pageant thing of sorts. It's like
beauty pageant end game.
Yeah, the Field Queen contest, which apparently Sonora won before because, well, she got to give her a chance to fight another airsoft game.
Yeah,
and also got her a year's supply of airsoft ammo.
Yep.
So now it's basically the whole thing is just some weird epilogue where they're competing in this weird montage of games against each other and trying to score points and, get the audience to like them. And yeah, it's a competition.
It's weird.
Until one of them wins. And so it's a weird, completely unnecessary episode, and I don't know what. The only thing I think of is just they're contracted for 3 episodes, wrapped up the story in 12, and went,
Wait, we got to fill out one more.
I don't know if it was in the manga at all, but yeah, it's a strange thing that it's completely and totally skippable and has it's a weird way to end it, and it kind of feels, it's almost like a sour note.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not outright bad, but it has definitely got a lot of, this is where I think the worst of parts of it, like including fan service stuff, comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck, I mean, even they had the episode, hey, we're going to use water guns to, the culture festival and everything on.
Yep. That was one where it's sort of like,
yeah,
we're going to shoot each other with water guns until like the paper shirt thing, whatever.
Dissolves. And hey, look, there's our bikinis.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is just like, yeah.
And they ramped that up.
Yeah, like literally, like Honoka just straight up uses her body to win.
Yep.
Like, just, I know where the cameras are, so here's my chest, here's my butt.
Titillating shots.
Yep, to win, because it ended in tie, because there was a fan. It was
you have 10 minutes in a round. If there's no winner in the round, it's chosen by popular vote.
Yep. And so she gamed the system.
Yep.
Which the other thing was she got right into Rin's head.
Oh,
that was one interesting thing. She got right into Rin's head in there. It's like, Rin's all like, I'm going to take down Stella Women's Academy again. And she's like,
no,
if
you're
you
not.
win, Sonora will crown you, and she'll have plenty of stories about you. You really want to do this? And she's
she starts panicking,
shocked, freaked out about this, that
and she freezes.
Honoka just shoots her. And like, you're up. And then we see that this is where we also see the bit of a softer side to Rin, is like this, when her, club actually says, hey, we thought you were the best. We like you a whole lot and everything. And she thought you were really cute.
Oh.
And she just starts blushing. No, shut up.
Oh, shut up.
soon.
Yes.
It's like, we see deep down, there is a nice person underneath all that.
Yep. She got past that hard outer layer.
Yep. Once you crack it, there you go. So it's, like I said, it's that whole thing, but just, the whole dark storyline I think is the highlight of the anime, because it's about airsoft. It is a little weird and offbeat, and because of that, you got some funny bits, some funny animation things.
Yep.
I like that. One thing I did like which was interesting, is the soundtrack to it is very much a very jazzy, swings, lounge, that sort of thing.
Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Yeah, that's the sort of music it does. Lots of saxophone and all that stuff. So it's very interesting that's the soundtrack chosen for something like this.
Yeah,
I really liked it. I think it worked really well.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
but it is definitely interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of an interesting. Occasionally, just change it up for certain scenes, obviously, but for the most part, that's what they used. And I think where I worked, there was some weird animation stuff. I remember correctly. There's just some oddities. I remember seeing I think I saw an effect literally disappear at one point. Yeah, it's like they had the flag on when they're doing for the 24-hour tournament. They're dropping the flags in via airdrop, and one of them, you see the flag, and right as a character moves in front of the screen where they're showing it, it disappears before the character moves in front of it.
Yeah,
it's right before. So stuff like that. There's one bit where
too early.
Karila.
Karila.
I wanted to say Carla.
Yeah, because it kind of looks like that when you just quickly look.
Karila. There's a bit where she's doing her crazy parkour. That's the other thing, is she does that crazy parkour stuff.
It's like physics doesn't mean anything.
But there's one point where you can see it almost looks like the animator just dragged the cell over one way, because she just kind of floats over, because she went from here, but she needs to be here, so just float over, woo, like that. So that's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's Let's guess. There's a couple of some weird animation bits, but there's some also just weird, funny bits as well. I think
some of the one-on-one fights that are just so anime.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but,
circle strafing each other for
it's so
however
anime.
long shooting.
It's so anime.
So anime.
But there's again some the goofy stuff is also, I like the funnier bits as well. Just happens. Well, obviously, of course, the real freak.
That's one of the standouts.
Yeah.
A real freak? No,
I'm not. You don't just. This is what it looks like.
That was great. That was absolutely great.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, Sonora kept coming out of the shower naked.
Yeah, happened what, twice?
Yeah, twice. It's just standing in front of Yuro, just like.
I'm
The other
back.
thing is like, something going on there. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Could be. You don't know.
It's probably a popular ship.
I'm not even sure there's actually any sort of real fan works for this thing, just because, again,
It wasn't super popular.
yeah, it wasn't. And I think here's the thing. I was looking at some stuff about it. Someone had a good theory about why its popularity was kind of. It just didn't inspire a whole lot of popularity, and it's this. In Japan, when it aired, this was in 2013. I don't think stuff like Crunchyroll and stuff were really around yet. So, like, this is one of the things, like, it would air in Japan, you'd have to wait a while rather than just, like, maybe a couple hours before he showed up here. In Japan, it's a hobby anime. It's, oh, that's great. It's going to be fun. And then it went all dark and weird, and people didn't like that. All dark and stuff. And people weren't happy with the fact that their hobby anime of cute girls has suddenly got this weird, dark storyline.
Yeah.
And in America and stuff, the reason it's not popular was people went and saw it and heard something about dark stuff. It's got some darkness in it. And, oh, Gainax. They did Evangelion. This is going to be great. Oh, that's it? That's not that dark.
It's not. It's you can't even compare it to.
Yeah.
to
So so
Evangelion.
you got basically just what happened was just failed to meet expectations for two different reasons.
Two very
So because of that, it just never really gained a lot of popularity.
yeah.
At least the anime didn't. I'm not sure about the manga or anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be super popular. So I don't know. Yeah. So Fanworks. Let's see.
But yeah, those two, it really does seem to kind of play with the idea, like there's something between those two, or at least maybe one-sided.
Yeah, a little bit, at least on Yura's part.
Yeah, Yura might have a thing.
Perhaps. Let's see, there's anything here? I'm just gotta find it. I will find it. Two. Oh, both are rated M, so it's filtered out. Yep. Yep. Both this drama, action, adventure, drama, adventure. Yeah, not really about any of that. So, yep. Not really popular, like I said.
Yeah.
I remember looking it up, and there really is not a whole lot talk about this. Just there wasn't ever really. It just wasn't very popular, unfortunately. I think this is one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's not, in many ways, it's not that amazing, but at the same time, I feel like
it deserved more than it got.
I think it deserves a look at the very least. Yeah, so it was it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, even the Wikipedia article is still out of date because it says something. The anime has been licensed by Sentai Filmworks in North America, who plan to release it on home video in 2014.
Planned to.
Never
did.
In the future tense. Well, I don't know if they did. They probably did. But
maybe.
It's just no one went back and changed the Wikipedia article to go past tense. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything real else.
I think I got most of the major points.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm looking at this and there's a lot of stuff which definitely was not really touched on in the anime. Apparently, was in the manga, of like stuff like this. I didn't know at all. Like the gremlin, she is the granddaughter of Stella Women's Academy chairman.
Yeah,
that wasn't in the anime.
That wasn't referenced at all.
So I was like, yeah. So it's like, yeah. It feels like this is probably one of those things that's like reading the manga might be better. I don't know. It probably is better. I haven't read it. But it's definitely interesting at the very least because it's at the very least it's a bit of a different take on the usual hobby anime stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, the whole dark. That dark? No, not really.
It's not that dark.
But it does get kind of dark.
Yeah.
Surprisingly dark for a hobby anime.
Yeah.
Then again, who knows, just considering it's about survival game stuff. It's not that far off base, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I guess that's it.
I guess that's it.
I guess
It's not. It goes to dark places, but there's not like a huge amount of depth to it. It's
just one person's journey into just kind of fitting in and everything.
Yeah,
It's just
self-reflection
she gets
and the difficulties of it.
intense over this, and her whole thing becomes, I need people to praise me for being great.
Yeah.
And it just becomes this thing until she kind of learns that, knock it off. Hey, knock that off.
Knock it off. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I hope you enjoyed this talk about this anime, this unusual anime.
A little bit unusual, yeah.
Yeah, slightly unusual. If you did enjoy it, you can check out other episodes of our podcast. We are new to weeaboo.libsyn.com. It's spelled Libsyn, all no dashes or anything in that URL. If you want to listen to other episodes, because, well, if we do that sort of thing, turns out.
You forgot to do your standard question. Who's best girl?
It doesn't matter in this one, honestly. Rin.
Rin. Of course you're going to pick Rin. You already know my pick. Blue hair.
Yep. Yeah, it's like pretty much that was obvious for you. But all right. You can check out new episodes there and whatnot. You can also check out those episodes on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and YouTube. Search for New to Weeaboo, any of those places, and you can subscribe via any of those places. YouTube, you got the, like, comment, subscribe, notification bells, all that stuff. Google Play, you have to go to play.google.com/music if you want to actually find it, or else it doesn't work because reasons. Again, we are doing bi-weekly stuff, so that's our frequency of release. You can also email us at newtoweeaboo@gmail.com if you want to, suggestions, questions, anime recommendations, all that sort of thing. Did you see this at all? Were you kind of on the mark of like, it's kind of interesting but not amazing? Or maybe wrong, maybe the manga is amazing, or I don't know, is it? Or you could also follow us on Twitter at newtoweeaboo. We'll tweet out things from there, talk about stuff, song mashups, all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
Probably anime related. Probably.
That was just really weird timing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it pops up like, oh.
Girls Last Tour.
And then the song got
Girls
stuck
Last
in
Tour
my
and
head
Porter
for
Robinson.
like 2 weeks. I had the Raindrops song stuck in my head.
Girls Last Tour is a good one.
It is very good. It really
Aren't you glad I had you watch that one?
Yes.
Right. You can also follow our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. He's at Alcatraz77 and an underscore at the end. I just got some Transformers stuff done after a long time with no internet.
Yep.
Because fun times with clerical errors.
And technical difficulties.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, you can follow us on those things, and yeah. But that's it for this one. Tune in 2 weeks. We'll be talking about Sailor Moon S. Season 3.
Hey.
Yep. It keeps going. It keeps happening.
Going.
I warned you about the Sailor Scouts, bro.
You did.
Wait, sorry, Sailor Guardians, because Scouts was the
Yes.
translation. That's it. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed this. So, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.